I was thinking today, before we get into this recording, that because of my different things that have happened, I really didn't sit down and write out New Year's resolutions. And I know in the past we have had many discussions on this. If you want to go back into our past recordings around this time of year or the end of the previous year. And I know each of you do things a little bit different on setting your expectations, your goals, your resolutions, or whatever. So I guess I'm asking, how you doing with that? Why are you giggling, Tracy?
It's funny because, it's always around this time of the year that you always hear about, the fact that for most people who actually try and set a New Year's resolution by the time the third week of January, I think it's either the third week of January or
Yeah.
like the
It's
second
like
week
the
in
third
February.
Friday or something.
It's like everything
Yeah.
goes out the window. For some reason, everybody ditches that, like they're not doing what they said they were going to do. All the gym memberships get lagged. We're just as humans not following through. I have a theory about that. And as you said, Michelle, I think Tracy and I do things a little bit differently in terms of how we look at New Year's resolutions.
Hmm.
Um, I don't so much as look at them as resolutions as they are things that I would like to get accomplished. And I actually prefer that whole exercise to be done in the fall as opposed to January.
Hmm.
Fall is very much more of a renewing time, even though we're going into a dormant season. Everything is crisp, it's fresh. There's newness in everything. Kids are going back to school, all the pencils are out. Like, it's just like there is a momentum that is taking place in September and October that lacks in January. January, we are in the depth of winter. For a lot of us, like I live in Ontario, Canada, so it's like dark until
Hmm.
7:30 in the morning, and it gets dark at 4 o'clock at night. So your optimum time of doing anything is very small, unless you are like very nocturnal, in which case it's a great time of year for you. It doesn't happen to fall. That's not me. So I just think that sometimes January is not the time that we should be actually trying to execute and come up with new stuff. Having said all that, I think that one of the main reasons that people actually don't follow through is because they make their resolutions so vague that they have no direction, they've got no plan, um, there's no progress that they can be checking in on themselves with to say, this is what I'm doing this week in order to get to that goal. Like there's no forward momentum
Right,
on anything that they're doing. It's like, yeah, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to get really fit this year. It's like, okay, what does that mean? Like,
right,
like this,
right.
I'm gonna lose weight this year. Okay. You lost a pound. Is that it? You're good. You're done. I'm going to I don't know, learn a new language. Okay. When are you going to start? What language you're going to learn? How are you going to do that? Is it going to be app? Are you going to go to school? You know what I mean? Like it's just this whole thing. And I think people just throw their hands up and just go, forget it. Doesn't matter anyways. And then they're disappointed for another, 11 months. And then they get
Yep.
to do it all over again the following year.
Miss Tracy G.
Oh, my intentions are doing amazing because I don't have any.
Perfect.
I know that's what I said. You both do totally differently.
But you know what? This year is different in that there was a distinct end of the year, beginning of the new year that I haven't felt uh before. I don't think I felt this before. Very, very distinct. And I noticed that I guess having intentions. I wasn't looking for New Year's resolutions. I was just kind of going, oh, it's the new year. Let's embrace this. Oh, it's like a wonderful time and just a real gratitude and joyous feeling, but
Oh,
without like,
wonderful.
okay, I'm going to lose 5 pounds and I'm not going to eat that candy bar that I like to have once in a while. And it just had a different feel to the year, just very much what's going to happen this year. Let's roll with it, good or bad. And it's just, 2025. You're in
Right.
2025. How fabulous is that? So it definitely was different, but no resolutions. I'm if I'm not doing it now, or if I have to pick a specific date and wait for it, then I won't do it. Like I need to either
Right.
plan it at the moment, or if it's May and I'm going to plan it for June, that makes sense to me. It's not to put it
Right.
all my eggs in one basket.
Exactly. Both of you, what you say, it's all about a rebirth, really. It's about a restart, rebirth, generation, whatever it is. And I think we get fixated that on time, and we get fixated on the time of year, and okay, it's the third Friday of January when we're recording this. Okay, so what? Like, so what? If you had these intentions, I'm going to call them intentions, and they're not going the way you wish for them to go, doesn't mean to throw everything in the wastebasket. All it means is just do it a little different. Like, Tracy, you're really good at, you brought up great points. Like, do you have a plan? Well, I
Mhm.
think it starts even before that.
Mhm.
Like, we've talked about this till we've been blue in the face. Why do you want to make this change? And we need to go down. We've heard it before. Tracy E and I challenge each other on this. We have in the past. You ask that question like 7 times. When you get an answer, well, why is that important? And what happens is you end up uncovering something as simple as, maybe I'm just doing this because my girlfriend is asking me to join it with them. That's not important to me. Or I'm doing this because everybody says I should be at this weight, or I should have this much money, or I should have this kind of job. We have to start understanding what brings us personally, what we want our lives to be. And that's where we have to start digging the why. So, Tracy G, you talk about, I don't have any. I'm not picking January 1st to do something different. If I want to throughout, I'll just start doing it. Like, there is no date, there is no book, there's no nothing to say we have to. And I think we get caught up in the societal or generational expectations of that.
Well, where I am in
Hmm.
western side of Canada, everyone's dry January, not gonna have a
Yep.
drink, not gonna have a drink. I'm like, what? Like, cool, like that's cool, but why are you doing that? Because everyone else is doing it, or because you
Yep.
literally don't either want to drink alcohol, or you think that that's a good health benefit. I don't care that you're doing it. I just go,
Hmm.
come on. So now we're all doing dry January. I ain't doing dry January unless I want to do, or unless I'm looking at that, whether it's sugar, whatever, and how it affects me
Exactly.
and my life. So and I think that's where you saying the societal thing, like what's ever on
Right.
trend seems to be
Yeah.
what people are doing, and do the whys, figure
Right. Understand why.
figure it out. Don't,
And
and it's your life. You should be doing what you want. Like you shouldn't be following just because everyone's doing something
Oh yeah.
for intention, for
no,
a resolution.
Yeah.
no. Yeah, maybe, you want to do a dry January because the last 2.5 months was a lot of
Yeah.
party and holiday. That's a good reason why. I can understand that. You'll be like, yeah, I'm done. My body needs a complete break. But you don't always have to follow that footprint. And I think that's where we get lost. Because if it is something you really, really want and you know that reason why, you might stumble from time to time, but you're not going to completely fall off the wagon.
Well, and that's the pressure too, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
if I choose to do something and I don't know, lose weight and I
Mm-hmm.
stumble, I think the pressure of a resolution. Oh, hi.
Or it was on the road.
If I stumble, I think the whole thing is that I like people make mistakes, you stumble, and to have the pressure that I don't think it becomes accountability. I don't think it helps you to do
No,
those resolutions. I think it sometimes harms you because there's so much pressure and you don't allow yourself that little wiggle room, which some people would say, well, you shouldn't, but I do.
right.
I
Well,
think it's
here's the
so
thing.
important. I think it's so important to know who you are, your
Mm-hmm.
own awareness, because for some people that works really well. To have
Right.
that pressure, to have that motivation, I got to get this done. This is going to happen. Like, and that constant everyday situation. For some people, it works really well. For other people, it doesn't. And I think to know where you are and what is going to work for you,
Mm-hmm.
that's what you need to do for success.
Mhm.
That's what's
Right.
most important. Whether it's, if something comes along that I want to change it, like you, Tracy, then I will go ahead and make those changes in my life, or whether or not it's like, yeah, you know what, I've decided that this is what I want to do. I want to get fit this year, and this is the plan. This is why I want to do this. This is what's important to me, and here's my plan for doing it. Like, I think whatever it is, whoever it is that you are, you have to set yourself up for success and realize that whatever your situation looks like, it's completely unique to you.
And if you do that, plan for a couple of stumbles.
Oh yeah.
And what
Yes.
happens if I do? Okay, I'm not throwing it out like, okay, I'm
No.
done. It's just like, okay, I
No.
have this in my plan. If this happens, it won't, but if
Yep.
it does, I'm going to do these three things to get myself back on track.
Right.
And I
Right.
just don't think resolutions do that.
No. No.
Yeah,
I
there's
think,
you're right.
right. I agree with with that. I don't think I think we put too much pressure on ourselves. And all three of us are very goal orientated. We're always doing self-help, self-improvement, self-growth. We believe in setting goals. We believe in achieving going to the next level. But it does not come because I set a resolution on January 1st and follow it through 365 days. That is not why we have um, made changes within our life.
Mhm.
It is because we have ebbed and flowed, adjusted
I like that.
more times than once, ebbed and flowed,
Mhm.
you
It's
know.
true. And we arbitrarily make this January 1st because it's the beginning of a new year, make it something super important. And yet we forget that every day is a new start. Every day is a new start. I mean,
And
you
it's
could
not
say,
even every day. You can pick the day,
yeah.
every hour. There's a new
Mhm.
hour you
Mhm.
can start.
Mhm.
There is no, a start is where you put it.
Mhm. The
There is
start
no
is,
Monday.
yeah.
I'm going to start on Monday. Well, why can't you start on Saturday? Why can't you do that? And here's the thing. That was me, 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 me,
Mhm.
me, me, me. Oh, I'll start on Monday. And then we'll just talk about nutrition. And then I'll be like, well, I'm starting on Monday. Saturday and Sunday. So then Monday came and I'm like, "Mm, oh, I feel like a log." So I just was doing this whole like body shaming, but whatever to myself, like no self-worth or anything because, and it wasn't like, no, like stop, you know, doesn't have to be a Monday, doesn't have to be the first of the year. It could be February 3rd if you wish. It can be tomorrow. It can be, you can go by the seasons. You can go by the full moons. You can go by whatever you want. There is no rule.
I also think that when you do it like that, where you put it like, oh, I'm going to start Monday, and like you said, you just, it's this hidden pressure. Like if right now I said, okay, I'm not having any cookies today, like it's just part of what I'm doing today, as
Yep.
opposed to making it this really big thing, like, okay,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna have, okay, I'm gonna really watch about this. And instead it's like, you know what, today, no cookies.
Yeah.
And then wake up tomorrow, today, no cookies. And just allow myself to make it just part of what I'm doing in the day, as opposed to this major hurdle that I have to get over.
You also do that brings up a really good point. We always think we have to be perfect in our resolution.
Mhm.
So I'm not having a cookie today. Okay. Tomorrow I did. I'm not having, you go, let's say you go 4 days without a cookie, let's just say. And that fifth day, well, you end up having a cookie. Like many people feel like, oh, see, I can't give up cookies. I broke it down. I had a cookie. I couldn't do it. Well, no, you did 4 days. You had a cookie. It's okay.
And you proved
Now
just to
try.
yourself that you could do it.
Exactly. 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 Let's move on to, okay, do you want to try it again? Try it again. So I think we need to change the philosophy around when to start a resolution. Like we should destroy that word, resolution.
Mhm.
Well, no, we can't. We can have a resolution to a problem, but
Mm.
we don't have to have a New Year's resolution. You can have
Mhm.
a resolution to a problem that is concerning you that you wish to change. That you can have. So, did you make this New Year's resolution? Or are you somebody that just works on your goals throughout the year, whenever, make changes, whatever? We would love to hear. We would love to hear your philosophy on New Year's resolutions. Share this episode with somebody that you feel needs this. Make sure you give us a like if you like this episode. Hit subscribe so that you are part of our audience. And make sure you hit notifications so you know when the next episode will be out. Until then.
Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you as a regular member of our community.